afternoon, my friends, here at the top of the Hammer, at the Hammer Hills here. Beautiful day. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to talk about mental health, of course, and specifically general anxiety disorder, which is pretty much relevant and consistent. If you have a mind, then chances are you have a little bit of anxiety. And that is, what is anxiety again, is basically the fear of the unknown. And especially in these days, rightly so, there's a lot of anxiety going on, and a lot of fear of the unknown. Now, recently, I had to get some medication for. Well, I didn't have to, but I did. I went to see my doctor, wrote some stuff, and just talking about I had like kind of like numbing in my feet, and it was from the surgery I had back when I had the pericardectomy, when they did remove my pericardium, and they had pipes in my legs and stuff, and so maybe circulation, nerves. But it was nothing. My feet it's not terrible. I mean, there's like just kind of like numbing, just more of an annoyance more than anything. So he knows I'm working on a lot of stuff. And when you typically, if you are already trying to take a path less traveled, unknown, you're gonna feel a little bit of anxiety. Of course, unknown. This is natural. Anyhow, so he said, well, let me give you this medication for the nerve pain. It's typically used for fibromyalgia, and it's it helps for overall nerve pain. It helps for the moving leg syndrome, shaky leg syndrome, and I kind of have that too sometimes. I shake my leg a little bit to make myself go to sleep sometimes, and that's, I guess it says it can be related to nerves. Anyhow, so he gave me this medication. I was open to try it, and he said it also it helps with just general anxiety. And I was a little apprehensive about it. I thought, okay, I'm going to have an open mind and let me give it a shot. So I tried it, and it was it seemed to, I felt a little dizzy at first, but I did feel a little something. It was I can't explain. It was kind of like I did feel calmer, and I guess at first it was kind of I don't know, like it almost like gave me a buzz almost. It kind of made me feel good, and the other side effects were that the dizziness, maybe sleeplessness a little bit, and possible weight gain. So, anyways, I took it. I took it for about a month, and I realized that somehow my motivation kind of was, I don't know, depleting. It was weird. I just felt non-motivated, just kind of like chilled out. Yeah, like no sense of urgency of anything. Now, it's like I got a lot of stuff to do, and I'm thinking like, I just don't feel like doing anything. I wasn't doing any videos. I stopped doing my videos, and maybe you noticed that's one of the reasons. All month it's been about a month. I haven't really been doing any these videos, and just like kind of like so weird. I think something's going on. Obviously, that was the only big change, and doing more research on the drug, and it can affect motivation. Now, this is very interesting. So this is used for also. It's approved in Canada for general anxiety disorder. In some countries like the U.S., it's not sanctioned for that. yet, from my understanding, or one or the other. Well, I think it's, I think it's allowed here in Canada to be prescribed for general anxiety. Now, I know someone pretty close who has been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenic and has to be on some pretty heavy drugs, and it's affected, it's affected his metabolic rate. He's pretty big guy, and he doesn't even eat that much. So there are definitely side effects. So although they don't say directly how it can affect weight gain, but it's metabolic. It's going to screw with your metabolic rate. So apart from that, and the lack of motivation, so what is it doing? I mean, so this is where, okay, mental health, and we know your mind, the mind works in a certain way, and, we dissociate from the mind, and you need to, there's exercises, the breathing techniques, yoga, to help you dissociate from the mind and know that these things are just happening all in your head, and it's not real. It's not like really happening here. As I'm sitting here with you right now, I could have some thoughts, but everything is fine. The sun is shining. I'm fine. I have water beside me. I can breathe. There is no problem other than what I make them in my mind. And if you have certain goals or things you want to do, there is a little bit of unknown, and there's a little bit of uncertainty. So, or you could just go and follow the path most traveled and follow, and that's fine. It'll probably reduce your anxiety a lot. Reduce unknowns, but even then, there's no guarantees on anything. There's no in this world because it's just structured such that your needs will always be controlled. And of course, if your basic needs are controlled, such as basically your food and water and shelter, power, because without them you will die. And of course, the people in control know this, and they knew very early that if we could control that control those things, that we can pretty much make you do whatever we want. So, apart from this, and like this is we have to deal with this. But apart from that, let's say you have other goals you want to do. You want to build a company. You want to, all kinds of aspirations you may have which is there's a lot of unknown, a lot of uncertainty. And you need to feel comfortable with that. But that also drives the motivation to keep trying. And if you've done anything, even as a child, I remember we had to ride a bike. What separates the person to the child from falling down off the bike and then getting back up on it? Because I really want to ride a bike. And there's rules to follow, and you can and you can, with the right know-how, you will learn to ride that bike. Given you have all the basic tools, you have your feet, you have the know-how, you have you have your cognitive ability, you can see, so basic functions, you can learn to ride the bicycle with some perseverance and motivation. So you need the motivation. So I found myself with this product, Lyrica, also given for general anxiety disorder, that it kind of gave me a lobotomy of some sort. It was it's really weird. It's really weird. And of course I'm conscious of these things. And I remember when somebody was talking to me about this, about mental health and dissociating from the mind. They were on an anxiety pill, and at that point, I had very little personal experience on the effects of that and what it could do. So, but now I do. And it was I did it for 30 days, at least a good 30 days. And I felt that as time was going on, I was changing more and more and more. I was not me anymore, and I was conscious of it. It's like, wait a minute, something. And what is me? What is me is the entity, my thoughts, my visions of creativity. Creativity was starting to go away. I was losing my creativity and just becoming just passive and just boring. Boring. What is boring? Basic, loss of imagination, motivation. So this is real. I mean, these anti-anxiety drugs I mean, they can wreak havoc on you. So what do you do? I mean, number one is you have to look at what's really giving your anxiety. And I was, a bit of a relationship situation where, trying to leave a bad situation. So that was stressing me out. And you need to remove the real stressors that are giving you problems. I think that's the key. You don't need drugs to keep you in, let's say, a bad situation, to make it more palatable. And that's definitely what we don't want to be doing. We don't want to be taking drugs to make a bad situation, more palatable. And then we don't want that. We want to look at our lives and see what are the real stressors, and can we eliminate some of them? Yeah, of course, as I said, the basic anxieties of your basic needs, are being threatened more and more these days, and I understand that. So, but I think even in the worst case scenario, you'll never really go hungry, and you'll never really go cold. So, you maybe want to have more of the basic needs. I want better food, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you're not going to die from starvation or from being cold. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. So those kinds of anxieties should kind of be diminished. Being able to do that, you could go to, at the end of the day, you could get a job. You could get if you're not working, you can find any kind of means of working. Maybe not want to do that kind of work, but at the end of the day, there will be some kind of work to make sure you can feed yourself. But of course, we want to do better than that. But so these basic anxieties, if you go down the road looking for medication, as opposed to looking at what's giving you your stress, I'm telling you from experience, you will kill your spirit. It actually was killing my spirit, and I can understand probably because they want just passive. I'm not saying if it's done on purpose, but definitely they're cutting off the connection of the spirit to make you more docile, to be more following the norm. We don't want creative thinkers. We have enough of those. So, just take this anti-anxiety pill and follow along. And so it's just I stopped taking it it's been about over a week now, and I'm finding my spirit coming back and motivation coming back, and a lot of things. I said, holy mackerel, this is real. This is for real. At the same time, I've gotten rid of some of my stressors, and that's helped a lot. And focusing on the tasks at hand, of course, the brand number one, and Curls by the Sea. So, it's just great to be back, and I guess I just want to share that with you. If you are on any kind of, and I'm not saying to stop your medication, if you are on any kind of medication. But just have a look at these. It works on they're spirit killers. I think that's the bottom line is that it's a spirit killer. It kills the imagination, creativity, and the spirit. So just be careful and careful of these things. Because the spirit and the mind, we can work together on that, and just manage your expectations as well. Things, Rome wasn't built in a year. There's a process for things to happen. So step by step, and focus on the doing. And as Eckhart Tolle says, focus on the doing, and the fruits of your labor will come in time. So be patient and stay true to yourself. Love y'all.
You have joined the celebration. Gratitude for the creator of